Hello, everyone. This is Grown Woman Talk with Devoe, and this is episode 10. This is our 10th episode. This has been so much fun since I have started recording the series Grown Woman Talk. I appreciate those who do support and comment. Definitely, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so at harmonydevoeofficial. If you have not heard my music or downloaded it or supported indie artists like myself, go to www.harmonydevoe.com and download, take a look, order some shirts, check out my music. We doing big things in 2020. This is a serious topic for me, or actually a very sensitive one for me, that I'm going to really talk about, and it's going to be kind of challenging for me. But again, the opinions that I express on Grown Woman Talk are just that. They are opinions. For men and women who have been in relationships that have ended, or divorces that didn't end well, or just to sum it up, you've been in unhealthy situations. It takes time to heal when you come out of those relationships. There is culpability on both sides. When you divorce, it isn't just, when you first start out through the divorce and through the breakup, you're always blaming the other person. It's her fault, it's his fault. She was doing this and she did this and she was that. When you take time after you end a relationship, whoever ended it, when you have a period of time where you can reflect and just have some time alone, just know that it takes more than one person for a relationship to end or a divorce to happen. Overall, compatibility is everything. In business relationships, compatibility is important. In friendships, compatibility is important. And in marriage, compatibility is very vital to the success of any relationship. You have to be able to communicate. So I say all that to say, having been single for the period of time that I have been single, there's a reason for that. When I first chose to be divorced, because that was my decision, it took me 2 years. 2 years to take my ring off, maybe another year or two to heal. I had always been in a marriage relationship, and I'm very open. Y'all can be withheld or whatever, but all of that comes out in my music. All of that comes out when I talk. That comes out when I share it in my ministry, to be honest with you, because I'm not the only person that's gone through heartbreak, that's gone through dysfunctional relationships and unhealthiness. But one of the things that I have been able to do over the years is reflect on where I'm weak at, reflect on where I'm wrong as a woman. I think a lot of times as black women, as strong black women, like Beyonce put the song out, all the women independent, throw your hands up at me. Okay, so let me just speak on that. I'm independent not because I want to necessarily be, but because I have to be. I was a single parent married. So us as black women, we're very strong, very strong. And at times we have a tendency to emasculate our men and not even realize it. You have to understand that sometimes your strength can be overpowering for your partner, for your man. So one of the things that I've come across to recently from engaging with other people in relationships or friendships or getting to know, even in my walk of understanding life, period, I cannot stand when we generalize each other. I don't like that. That is a trigger for me. I know that all men are not like you. All women are not like me. So when I hear a man say to me, black woman syndrome, or all of y'all this, that just, I don't know, that kind of makes me like, look at you funny. And I'm not gonna sit here and say all black men the same, all men this and all men that. I'll play with you. I don't mind playing, but in all seriousness, from the time I meet you, there's a level of respect that I'm gonna have for you. Trust is earned, trust is built. It takes time, and Rome was not built in a day. But I have triggers. We all have triggers, but I'm going to open this up because there's a lot of people who may not have tapped into that. When you hit 30s and 40s and 50s, you do a lot of self-reflection. You do a lot of, okay, where was I at that time? And shouldn't I be here by now? And Lord, why am I not there right now? Or, you know, you do a lot of self-reflection. And one of the things that I don't have time for is wasting time. So from the start ago, I don't do well with individuals that yell and scream and cuss at each other. I don't do too well with men that have to get their point across on volume 10 with me. That comes from an experience or two in my life. I just think it's disrespectful. If you have children, please do me a favor, y'all. Please. I know I'm just one voice. Please do not have your children involved in your drama. Whatever you do, don't yell and scream over your children. Don't disagree with each other and put each other down in front of your children. If she does something that you don't like with your child, don't check her in front of him, and don't check him in front of her. Don't do all that. That is so unhealthy to the child, and it doesn't teach the kid how to act when he grows up. Children are like little bitty pieces of clay. They only learn from mama and daddy on what they should be when they grow up. I saw this post, shout out to I think it was on the Shade Room, and I shared it on my social medias with this little girl who was 4 years old. Of course, she dark skinned. Shout out to the dark skinned sisters, okay? And she was 4 years old, and while the hairstylist is doing her hair, she looks at herself in the mirror and she just breaks out in tears and calls herself ugly. That came from somewhere. Somebody was telling this baby she was ugly. A 4-year-old is just not gonna come up with that. Somebody very close to this child in a nurturing position with this kid had this child thinking that she was worthless or that she was ugly. It wasn't just kids. Because that's this one thing to bully, but it's another. Children learn from what they see and hear. They really do. So and I'm going to tell you from my personal experience, ain't no man gonna lay up in my house over mine. I have man children. Ain't no man gonna lay up in my bed over my man children or female queens if I had them, but I don't have no girls. But that's a rule that I place. That don't make me a better parent than nobody else. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If I want to do business, grown folk business, that's gonna be outside of my home where is a sanctuary for my children. But that's me. That's me. I ain't judging, but that's just a rule of thumb that I have for mine. My kids not gonna see me screwing around with different men and doing all this stuff, because I have a level of respect for myself and I have a level of respect for them. My children still say yes man, no man. No, they're not perfect. We have gone through our changes. But one of the things that I don't tolerate well is if I afford you the opportunity as a man to engage with, to spend time with, which I don't do. But I'm just saying, even in an open type of forum, my children are the most precious jewels that I have. They mean everything to me. And so I welcome other black men mentoring and talking to and teaching. I think it takes a village to raise children. I'm old school with stuff. Okay, so I absolutely love it. I welcome it. I appreciate it. That's if the motives are pure. But one of the things that I have difficulty with is when men tell me how women talk bad about them to their children or in front of their kids and vice versa. That is just so disrespectful. And if you don't agree with something she's doing, wait and talk to her in private about that. Wait and talk to him in private about it. Just the other day, and I'm gonna let y'all go on this one. This is kind of long because I'm really passionate about it. It really bothers me. I really have issues with it that I do work through. And those are the little things that I have. I don't like it. But I had a couple experiences in my walk that really impacted me, and it had nothing to do with me. And that just tells me that I was greatly hurt and impacted by personal situations that happened in my life. And I still have healing to do. I heard some noise the other day outside of my house. I'm working, I'm at my desk, and I'm hearing a lot of noise, and I'm thinking it's a party or some people outside. Well, my neighborhood is real quiet. We don't have all that going on over where I stay. So I peek through the window and I see a woman pull up. She's at her car on the driver's side with another woman on the passenger side. I didn't see the little baby. Baby had to be maybe a year old with the passenger. And this girl on the driver's side is yelling, screaming at this dude, and it's other family members around him. I assume they were family members because later on it was revealed to me that was what was going on. I didn't know it was baby mama drama, family issues going on in the street, which was so sad to me and embarrassing to me, because I was raised that what goes on in your home stays in your home. Keep your shit in your house. Okay, everybody ain't gotta know your business. But she was literally, to sum it up, antagonizing this brother. She was going off on him. We can fight. We can do this. And come on. And the brother kept trying to walk away from her. He wasn't paying no attention to her. He was just like trying to stay real cool. And when his back was turned to her and he walked away, she bent over and threw something at him. Now, I'm not going to get all off into it because some other things developed, if you know what I mean, that the police came and all that good stuff. But I watched and I literally witnessed her flip that script so quick. And the minute he charged at her, because she antagonized him. What the hell you doing at his house in the first place? Trying to pick a fight with dude, and then he respond to you. He didn't hit her, but he was going towards her car. Then next thing you know, she calling the popo. She calling the police. He beat me up. Oh, he this and that. Our brothers get such a bum rap as it is. And I'm not saying some of us don't do wrong, and we do. But my God, ladies, come on. Stop trying to get these brothers hemmed up when you know good and damn well he was antagonizing that brother. He was trying to make him hit you or come at you. And then you go turn around and call the police. Come on. Come on. I didn't know. The baby out here screaming. It did something to me. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to let y'all go, because I've been told I need to let my shows be a little longer, so I'm going to try to let that happen. I witnessed a married couple get into it one time. I came in, we were doing some business together. I had never met the wife. Okay, here's another thing with insecurity and stuff. Our sisters got to do better too. Well, he wasn't respectful. He should have introduced me from the start to go, but he didn't. So it came off to her funny, which means what? He probably been doing some dirty shit long, and that came out, okay? So all of a sudden, they get into it. It's business now. I'm working. This work. And she just started going in because dude didn't acknowledge or introduce her, tell what was up. And then the B word comes out. Now, the bitch word for me is a trigger. I don't do that well. And I know that's in our music now. Everybody like, bitch this, bitch that. That just saying that I don't like that word. That doesn't sit well with me. It's just a thing. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. Sister, I'm not a bitch. Queen, I'm not a bitch. And I would prefer you not refer to me as in third person like I'm not here. The issues you obviously have with your man are your issues. But before I knew it, watching them interact in such an unhealthy way, I started welling up with tears. Hell going on with me? I got my master's in counseling. I want to help families. I want to help marriages survive because mine didn't. But I was so astonished at my own self. I had to go sit in my car like, Lord, what is going on right now? Why am I so impacted by watching them interact in such a hostile way to each other? It just did something to my spirit. And that's because of what I've been through in my life. So I got to give a shout out right now to my boy, Jamie Johnson, because Jamie Johnson wrote this powerful song called I Love Me, and I sing it, so go check it out on iTunes, Spotify, worldwide. It's called I Love Me, and it's for women, and it's so amazing because a man wrote. This is the first song I ever performed that I didn't write. I write all my music, but this is the first one. When I heard the song, he had reached out to me and said, I got a song for you. I want you to sing this song, and I think you can bring it so much life. And when I heard it, I fell apart, y'all. Because I'm like, how did you know? How did you know what I've been through in my life? He was like, because a lot of women have. And so when I decided to come up with the treatment for the video, I wanted to show other women God made you a queen. Love yourself first. If you love yourself first, then you can see dysfunction from a mile away. You can see somebody that doesn't treat you right from a long, long way. Okay, that was kind of long. So at any rate, well, I love me. If you look at the video, you'll see different scenes happen. You'll see a scene that shows domestic violence. You'll see a scene that shows a woman in a doctor's office getting bad news. People were trying to figure out what that was. That could be anything. She could have been in the midst of an unhealthy relationship and found out she was pregnant. She could have been trying to decide whether or not she wanted to end a life. You know what I'm saying? Abortion. Or she could have found out she had breast cancer or any type of illness that was life-threatening. And that's the way I wanted to leave it. Because as women, we go through so much. And we're so prideful, and sometimes we don't have a support system at home with our men, and we can't talk to anyone about it. We're just the strong back women that have to hold our heads up. But sometimes, y'all, as black women, grown women, period, we have a tendency to be too strong. We have to learn how to be able to submit. We were not created first. You can argue that to the hill. I don't care. That's your opinion. You ain't got to agree with me. But if you realize something, my rib came from Adam. Your rib came from Adam. Man was created first. God didn't want him to be alone, and he created one man for him. So God took his rib and created you. Guess what? When Eve ate that apple, did anything happen? I'm just saying. Did anything happen when Eve ate that apple? Nothing happened till Adam ate it. She told him to eat it. Now his stupid ass went and listened to her. Ain't nobody tell him to listen to her. If he hadn't listened to Eve, where would we be right now? Would we even be here? Cause who gonna know they naked? I'm just saying that just Adam and Eve. I get mad at Eve so much because it's because of your ass that I had to go through labor the way that I did. 10 hours and what was it? 13 hours with my oldest and 10 hours with that's because of you. Okay? But getting back on the point, nothing happened until Adam ate that apple. Men, you got to know that life and death lies in the power of your tongue. You can lift a woman up. You can build her up to be the most beautiful thing on the planet. And she will feel loved by you and appreciated by you so much because you're her king. You're everything to her. And her job is to love God and to love you. I'm old school with it. I'm sorry. Okay? And love her children, love her family, but you're the head. At the same time, women, you can knock a brother down so low with your mouth and your words, and you can emasculate him in such a way that he feels lower than low. He can feel so dirty. So I say all that to say, y'all, let's speak life into each other. Let's speak unity to each other. Let's do business together. Let's create communities and be successful and empower each other together. One person, I can learn so much from you. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It's more people out here more educated than me. It's more people out here more gifted and talented than me. I'm open. Teach me. But don't be intimidated by my strength. Don't be insecure and intimidated by my education or my intellect. Let's blend and work together so we can build legacies for our little kings and queens. And on that note, y'all, this is Grown Woman Talk with Harmony Devoe. I love me. Download it. Go take a look at all of my music. All of my music I write for you. Even if I didn't go through a lot of music, I just wrote about it because number one, that's my healing. So I hope that you like this episode. Definitely comment. Give your feedback, pro or con. It don't bother me. Follow me on Harmony Devoe artist page. Tell me about it. I share on all my platforms. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. God bless you. Episode 10, more coming for you. Take care. Bye.